Hey everyone. Today, I'll be starting a new hardcore Minecraft series. And I have a little list of topics of things to cover, so we can have some nice commentary while we play. It's kind of weird talking to a camera, or not a camera, a microphone. It's definitely strange, because normally you have a friend listening, or someone in like a Discord call, you know? And you'll talk to someone and they'll talk back. But I don't have that today. So instead, I'll pretend that you, the viewer, are my new friend named Jeff. Hello, Jeff. Now, we have a couple things to go over, since this is day one of the hardcore world. I forget where you see it. It's somewhere in this little menu right here. But in the meantime, you guys will just have to trust that it's day one. Or you can rewind the video and look for where it says day one. I don't know where it is. I know it's somewhere. Now, that being said, there is this guy on my college campus. I don't know his name, but I see him almost every single day, every morning, and he'll hang out right in like the middle of a clearing on campus. And I don't know what this guy's name is, honestly, but he's always meditating, or he has like these colorful bricks sometimes that'll make a circle with. And every time I see him, every time I see him, I have no clue what he's doing. I try to take a guess. There's a ruined portal over there. And there's something over there too. I'm getting sidetracked. But every time I look at him, I try to just guess what he's doing, and I can never quite figure it out. Like, today, mystery shirtless man was doing backflips. Like, straight up backflips. And it was the weirdest thing, because normally he's doing all like this yoga and stretches and stuff like that, you know, low energy, calm, peaceful, you know, mindful of your surroundings, all that. And he is mindful of his surroundings, you know. But it was quite strange. Apple, I should not be sprinting. It was quite strange seeing the dude that is always like as zen and calm as a monk just suddenly busting out like double flips. It was a pleasant surprise. I thought it was interesting to see it, but it was still very strange. Very strange. Oh, is that an ocean monument over there? It is. Okay. You know what? I think we got some potential going on here. It's already halfway through the day. There's a lot for me to do on this first day. What? Do they reskin wolves? I don't remember any of the wolves looking like this. Huh. I'm going to call you Wumbly. And for those of you watching, let's type it like Wumbly. Just like that. Yeah. I'll find him a bone or something, so he can not disappear into the infinite black void. I would like to keep him as a pet. And that being said, I need to collect enough stuff to start a garden before sundown, because if any of you have ever played a survival island, you know that food is not as simple. Because in a normal world, you can get a very reliable source of food, good food, by just walking around and slaughtering animals. You see a cow, kill it for its beef. You see a pig, nice, you got bacon. But on survival islands, meat isn't really an option. And if it is, it's pretty limited and rare. And of course, I could eat kelp in a pinch, but, or fish. But it's also nice to have a source of food that just kind of takes care of itself, like bread. Of course, I won't starve if I have to. I'll go fishing. I can always go fishing or something of the sort. But until then, are you good, sir? But until then, I would like to get a different kind of food source set up. Just in that way I don't have to worry about it. Now, I'm not seeing a whole ton of these grass plants around. So unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to have a good source of bread to start with. So we'll have to use more unconventional means of food, like fish and kelp. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was there's this gas station near my house, and every time I go and get gas, I always like getting a Slurpee or a slushie or whatever you want to call it. That little frozen cup of like ice and flavoring, and you like drink it, you know? I like those. I like getting those. And my local gas station, they're starting to make me mad because every time I go over there, the same thing happens. I walk in, I go up to the counter, and I get one of those cups. I get the smallest option because I don't need a big one. I just like a little one, you know, little treat. And every time, without fail, they ring it up as a medium one. And I can see it on the register based on the way that it's oriented. And I tell them, oh, haha, sorry guys, that's actually a small one because I don't want to get overcharged. And a surprising amount of the time, they're combative over it. They'll start telling me, no, I'm wrong actually, and that the small Slurpee that I'm holding is actually the big one. And I can assure you, I know about Slurpees. And that is the farthest possible thing from the truth. Alright. Now that it is a new day, the moon is going down, and the sun is coming up. With that, I think it'd be a good idea to start getting ready for a mining trip. Just something light, nothing crazy. I also need to be careful, because since I don't have a bed, and I won't for a while, then nighttime is bad until I get a house. So until then, that's my motel. Cozy, isn't it? Before I go underground, I'd like to try to get a couple fish, though I don't know how that'll work out. Let's see what I can do. Now, to add on to my story earlier about college campus with the random mysterious shirtless man, there's also a stereotype I've picked up on with college professors. A lot of them will always like to talk to the class and then talk to themselves. Specifically, whenever I say this, I mean they always like to ask, at least my professors, they'll ask if the question is easy and then just keep going. Like for example, in one of my physics lectures I was sitting in just the other day, my professor, about halfway through, just stopped, turned around, and looked at everyone and said, "It's very easy. Yes? Okay. and then just kept teaching. And I looked around. No one knew what she was talking about. We were all just kind of like scratching our heads. Oh my god. You are my favorite. Now for the chickens. I only need one. I'd like more, but I only need one. How about you? Let's get this guy. I like a chicken. Hey, no. Come on. Please, just get in the hole. I don't have any seeds, so instead, I'm just going to... I'm about to murder these guys if they don't do what I'm asking them to. Well, I think that solves our chicken problem. Take this as a lesson, Timmy. And with that out of the way, I think we should be ready for our first mining trip. Though I'm not sure exactly where we can dig down to. Maybe we can start in here. Kind of like head down this way. Might as well. And the stone is available right at the start. Oh, I love it. I'll be able to cook the fish and the chicken that I just mysteriously found, and I totally did not hurt any living creatures to get. The chicken was already there. You guys just didn't see it, but it was already there. By the way, what do you guys think of the name Jeff? Should I call my viewers something different? My grand total of 3 people watching this video? Maybe we can all decide on like a name together. I think that could be pretty fun. But until then, I'm calling everyone Jeff. So if you have a better idea, please tell me. I'm all ears. I'd love to hear. Now that being said, we gotta make some charcoal. So that way I can make some torches so I can actually see underground. Because if I can't, this will probably be a big issue. Probably. Well, somewhere on the island, I also noticed one of those huge oak trees. They have like 30 logs in them. Not this one. I'm talking about the one over there. What? There's one past it. There's one like way up on the hill over there too. But I do not like these trees. They look great. But in terms of cutting them down for resources, they are a pain. I hate this tree. Now, that being said, I don't like these trees at all, so my main method of dealing with them has been very simple. For the past several years, it's a very simple answer that you all probably know. Arson. I simply just get a flint and steel, set it on fire, and then I burn everything down all around me on accident. It's a great plan. It works great. You know, there's not really any downsides to it, so I might as well just do it. I need to make a stone axe. No, that's wrong. I was supposed to make charcoal. Welcome to an insight of my brain. You can see how it works. I do one thing, I forget, I start doing another thing, I forget, I start doing a third thing, rinse, and repeat. Until you pass out. I will start so many tasks and finish none of them. Or stories. I'll tell stories and I'll get sidetracked. And then I'll forget I was even telling a story. I was talking about the shirtless guy earlier. And there was another thing that he was doing that I can't remember what. But that being said, I think the shirtless guy is actually a pretty cool dude. I just don't know anything about him. If I got to know him, I'd probably like him. But up until I do, he's kind of just like a hippie, in my brain at least. Like he definitely seems like the type in like a cartoon movie to like cross his legs and do like the Om chant that characters do to like show that they're calm. But I don't know. I feel like he's a pretty cool dude. I always see some people asking if they can join, and he always says yeah. I don't know, maybe I should get to know him. Then I can have more stories about the mysterious shirtless dude. But instead of meeting new people, what if instead I just played Minecraft? That sounds way more fun. Or I could just make these silly little YouTube videos instead, for a grand total of 2 viewers. But I am a college student, and college students do college student things. And one of the college student things people do lately is use generative AI on assignments. ChatGPT, Gemini, all sorts of that stuff. You know all these names. Okay, I should not be in this cave without doors. What was that? There's like a noise sound here or something. Iron. That's very helpful. I'll make a show of that later. Is it already nighttime outside? Yes, indeed it is. Well, good, because this time I won't have to wait in a magical hole. So instead, we'll spend the night down here in this wonderful water cave. Now, as I was saying, generative AI, a lot of students use it. And something important to note is when to use it. The times to not use it are during a test. And if you will use it during a test, please, folks, I beg you, at least make sure that's really close, at least make sure your speaker is off, because my buddy and I were taking a math test the other day, and halfway through, dead silent, the room, not like you could hear a pin drop, and then out of nowhere, you just hear in the most robotic voice in history just start saying, hang on, let me do my impression real quick. Of course, I'd be happy to help you with your questions. Let's start with question number 1. And they just immediately started explaining, like, exactly how to do the problem. And I turned around, and this dude was hard panicking. Which, I guess that makes sense. And he was, like, mashing his phone buttons, trying to make it stop. And he just couldn't. And it just went on and on for an uncomfortable amount of time. And the professor didn't notice, didn't care. Like, at all. He definitely heard it, but he didn't care. Which, honestly, good for that guy. You know, like, he got a lucky break. But that still blows my mind of, if you're going to be using it, could you, like, be a little more careful or tactful? Like, at all? Like, if you're gonna cheat, you might as well do it the right way, you know? I forget the saying, but it's something about, if you're gonna commit a crime, make sure you do it right. You know? I don't know if cheating is a crime. I'm not saying it is. I wonder if it is. But that's not the point. The main point is, it was the funniest thing hearing this guy's phone just go on for 20 seconds about how to solve a math problem in the middle of a dead silent room. In the middle of a test. And then, my friend and I just looked at each other, And we had to keep our composure for the next like 5 minutes because we were just trying so hard not to laugh. And I won't lie, I kind of failed at it. I wasn't trying to, be rude and snicker at this guy. But how could you not laugh at that? Like, I'm trying to focus on this math question. It's giving me a hard time. And then out of nowhere, this AI just goes, "Of course, I'd be happy to help you." Like, overly cheery, overly positive. Once it's done helping him, I wonder if it could help me instead. Because that would be great. But I think I'm too good for that. I like to hold myself to a decent standard. But that standard is not great. It's okay. I think everyone has different standards set for themselves and others. And as long as you're happy with where you are, then I guess it doesn't really matter. As long as you're not committing crimes or breaking the law or doing anything illegal, then I don't see any harm in it. And of course, with cheating on a math exam, you are getting rid of your own education. You're paying to go to college. But at the same time, it's what you're doing with your money. I didn't pay for your college, so I don't particularly care what you do on your time, as long as it doesn't affect me. What I do have a problem with is getting in trouble for other people's actions. That will always make me upset, and I feel like you watching this video can agree. Anytime that I get punished or blamed for someone else's actions, it makes me unreasonably angry. And I don't think I try not to be an angry guy. I like to think I'm pretty calm. I like to think well, okay, my friends might disagree with that, but I can be calm when I need to be. I like being calm. But if I start taking the fall for someone doing something wrong, that will make me extremely annoyed. And I feel like it's fair to get annoyed at that, because I didn't do any wrong, yet I'm the one in trouble. Also, there's a ravine over there that I want to see. I'm debating if I should go back or keep moving. I have an extra door, so we'll just do this. We'll put it down like right here. Great. Take some air, and we'll see what we can see. Whoa. Oh, that's so cool. Huh. That's a rather convenient exit. Though it is nighttime. So I'm debating if it's safe going on the shore. I guess we can find out. Okay, there's a zombie over there. Also, that is an ocean monument over there. Neat. Yeah, the sun is coming up in a few moments, so I'll just hold this point on the beach, and then once it turns day, I'll probably move up, clear everything out, and get these resources started. No way. He sees me from that far? Okay, lovely. Our first monster kill. I'll probably hang this on an item frame. But I do need cows. So I wonder if I can... I need two. I need 2 cows. If I can get 2 cows, then I can get leather and all that sort of fun stuff later. I would like to see if we have any wheat yet. We do. We have a piece. Okay, this is great. I can actually use this for the cows. The wheat I can use for the cows, and this will help us. Now you can actually make all sorts of fun things with this. Like you can make... Okay, you guys heard that too, right? I'm not crazy. What was that? Like, what was that? It sounded like a monster or something. Maybe we should call it the Throngler until we find out what it is. By the way, for all my non-English speakers, that's Throngler. I think that'd be a good name. Okay, no, there's definitely like something down there. There's definitely the Throngler. Oh, is that a dog? Is that what I'm hearing? It sounds like a dog barking. What is that? Okay, I think that's a dog. Great. And I have cows over there. We have sheep over here. And a chicken in here. And you may be asking yourself, isn't one chicken almost nothing? And the answer is yes. Which is why I'll also get this chicken. So that we can have 2 chickens. Come on. Get in the hole, please. And here, take a present too, guys. Alright, everyone. That will be it for episode 1 of Hardcore Island. And if you have any build suggestions or ideas for a house, let me know what you're thinking. Maybe we could put something on that small island there. Or maybe we should put it on top of the hill in the main island and save that small island for something else later. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I'll see you all in the next one. Now get out of here.